Right, what's going on, guys? It's Blackman Da Traveller. This is episode number 3, and I'm here with a very special guest. Well, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Kieron Boothe, rapper and illustrator from East London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, how's it been?
Yeah, it's calm, man. I feel like, I think lockdown was kind of good for me in a way. I feel like it just gave me time to kind of focus a little bit. So then I feel like I was just kind of got stuck into doing artwork a lot more. And then things started to kind of pick up. So I'm
loving the way you dress and say it. I was like, fuck, I'm into vintage clothing, but bro, so got some very nice trousers on, man.
Safe.
Right, bro, right, so let me, first of all, how old are you?
27.
Okay.
27 last month. Still.
Okay, happy late birthday, bro. Where are you originally from, bro? Like country-wise?
So my parents, my mom's St. Lucian and my dad's Jamaican.
Okay, Caribbean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So I've known you anyway from back in the day. Not a lot of people don't know that. So you're born and raised in East London, right?
Yeah, in East Ham.
Why music? That's the first question.
I think that music, I got introduced to music when I was like, I think year 7. Definitely year 7 because the guys that got me into it were year 11 at the time.
Okay.
And even like looking back, like I kind of like, I thought you never really see that kind of going on, like 16-year-olds helping 11, 12-year-olds kind of like looking out for them. I feel like in school there was a lot of division between the year groups. This guy Isaac, like big up Isaac, like lovely guy.
Isaac.
Yeah, trust man. He must have him and a group of other guys done like a performance for the year group.
Okay. Your year or older?
They were year 11 when I was year 7.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. So they done like a set. Like they must have like rapped like some kind of like positive.
Back in the day.
It's like 05. Yeah, 05.
Yeah.
06. And then like they must have rapped in assembly and that. And then I guess like I said, I'm like 11 and that 11, 12. Me and my boys was kind of like gassed from seeing that. And then Isaac was like, oh, like if you man kind of if you're interested, like. I'll kind of like mentor you kind of thing, like over like maybe we had these sessions. It wasn't like maybe every lunchtime, but it might have been like a couple lunchtimes a week over, I don't know, man, maybe a month or 2, where he would just take us like into a teacher's classroom, speaker, and just kind of get us like
with his own time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm saying during lunchtimes, I don't think it was ever after school, but it was mainly like break periods and stuff in school.
Yeah.
And like helping us, like I guess, like rhyme schemes and all those that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And I feel like from that, like, and then so then we done this like show to our own year group. It was probably dead, you know what I'm saying? Like when you look back on it.
Yeah.
But I think like that sparked something, you know what I'm saying? And even looking at it now, like a few of us that started that in that time, a few of us are still making music now and that. So it's like 4 or 5 people. It's kind of like looking back, it's like you don't know really what you kind of done for people. And even as I kind of got older and I grown and I see like I think his family had like homes for like I feel like they were just very like loving and caring kind of community driven people. Yeah. They run care homes and stuff as well, or rehabilitation kind of centre type stuff. So man.
And the fact that this person, Isaac, you said, he used his own time to actually, I would say, maybe mentor you in a way.
Yeah.
And like, that make you grow and understand the talent that you do have.
Yeah, but it's like, this is something we weren't even exposed to this before that. Like, prior to that, we had never even thought about, like, doing music or,
Okay.
So it was interesting, man.
So starting off from there, and how did you, like, proper get into music, like, in more detail?
So I guess like from then, it was kind of like just recording a little bit at home, recording with my friends and that. I guess like a lot of people mainly like I think things started to really build when I started releasing stuff on SoundCloud like 2014. I feel like that's like that might be the start of things really. But like before that it was just like recording with my friends. I kind of had an era of releasing stuff on MySpace or whatever, like as a teenager.
I remember. I think I even saw you. Was you on SVTV?
Back in the day. So that was like after once I started releasing things on SoundCloud, like 2014. Then 2015, I met like Jamal and then like GRM and that. So I felt like I was kind of onto something.
Yeah.
But the scene, like, things were different. It weren't really like, I guess as well, my music kind of comes under like alternative hip hop.
Yeah, because like when I see, sorry to cut you off, but like when I see your music, there's an American artist, I don't know if you heard of him, called Capital Steez.
Yeah.
So
Joey Badass.
Yeah, man.
Pereira,
Rest in peace,
Pereira.
Pereira. Yeah. Rest in peace, Capital Steez. So it's like when I listen to Capital Steez and Joey Badass back in the day, the original Pereira, Brooklyn, New York type of music, and I'm thinking you remind me of Capital Steez because you have that original hip hop mentality, but then again you illustrate poetry and art through your music. So every time I listen to your songs, like back in the day, I thought, wow, this guy can be the UK version of Capital Steez. So I was like, wow, it's very interesting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I guess like heavy, like around that time as well. Yeah. I think like, so I feel like a turning point for me was, like I said, I was making music from like 11, 12. I got into it from Isaac showing me, and I guess that time, you know, like, growing up like Channel AKA Channel U.
Back Channel U was the one.
And stuff, so
yeah.
I guess I was just making music. And then I met my boy Grafter from like Manor Parksides and Loops. And then I guess like he was asking me like, the music's good and that, but like what are you saying in it? Like what are you talking about? Like, what are you really saying? And I guess like from then I feel like things started to kind of change a little bit. This might have been 2012.
Yeah.
I feel like I met him around 2011, 2012. I feel like the music started to change from 2012, 2013. And then I started really putting things out from 2014. And then I guess that's when I'm like listening to a lot of Pro Era, J. Cole, like Kendrick, like all that kind of stuff. So I feel like that was kind of maybe like just kind of coming through, but in my own kind of way. And then yeah, after the SBTV stuff, I was at uni and whatever else. And then I feel like just life and that. And then it was kind of like a flat period. Like there was kind of nothing really. I feel like I was coasting.
Okay.
Like things weren't going up, things weren't going down. I was still getting shows. I was still
evolving.
Yeah, I was still developing as an artist. I was getting better and developing and that.
Yeah.
I wasn't really doing artwork throughout this time. Artwork is kind of relatively, I feel like, new in terms of like a pursuit. But like before it was just like I feel like I was chasing music. I was doing music.
Yeah.
So I was doing shows, but all at the same sort of level. Nothing was really like I said, not moving. And then I feel like over the last 2 years again now, I've seen like another kind of like jump since I mixed the artwork with the music.
Yeah.
Because I guess like now the artwork has kind of got me in certain rooms that the music was not getting me
in. I was just going to answer that question because I've seen, I never knew that you even done art, to be honest with you. Not until I went on your Instagram when I was in Australia. I said, this guy does art, but I'm knowing you for that guy that does music.
Yeah.
The way you implement your art in the music, it's so unique and authentic. Explain to me what made you want to do art and implementing that towards your music and that.
I think like I was always like drawing a little bit as a kid and that, but I never really saw drawing or art as like a career or whatever. Just because of what you're taught, you know what I'm saying? Whether that's like your like the environments, your parents or whatever, like you never really see it as like a career and that. You see it as like a cool thing and that, but like who makes money or whatever. Like. And then I guess like studying wise, like for me, I was always kind of in the music like headspace or mindset, and I guess like music was always like a cooler thing, you know what I'm saying? Like everyone, I've got loads of friends that make music. I got no friends that I grew up with that do art. Like, I'm the only one, you know what I'm saying? Like, all my boys, they play football, might do music.
Yeah. Typical lads type of stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think like, but for me, I was always just on my own thing anyway. Yeah. And just cool with everyone and just always, but I could always just do my own thing. But I think I never really embraced doing the art side of things until in recent years, I think. And then, because I was focused on music, when I left school, I went to college, I done media, so I could learn about videos. Yeah. And then like college finished, then it was like, I don't know what I want to do at uni, I didn't really want to go. I done an art foundation for 1 year. Okay. Started drawing again, but I just kind of jumped back on it. Yeah. So it was cool, but I weren't really like someone that was doing art for a long time. So when I applied for uni to do illustration, they were like, you're better off going in graphics than you are in illustration.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, fair enough.
Which uni was this?
I applied for University of the Arts, London, so I went Camberwell. And then I thought, yeah, you know what, like, I get what you're saying, because I haven't really been drawing like that. I'm still kind of learning. So I done graphics. Same thing, it was just to learn about the design side of things, so I could do it for myself. It was always the idea of, like, do music, then you can do your own, like, merch, branding, all those kind of things.
So the main goal was music.
Yeah, like, I never really, that's it. Like, and it was, I could, once I guess, use myself as a guinea pig with the design stuff, then I guess, I would branch out and do things for other people and that. But the illustration still wasn't like a thought in my mind until maybe end of mid 2018. I started drawing again regular.
Okay.
And I feel like I started teaching myself again back from like looking at the fundamentals and basics.
Yeah.
So I guess and then I spent like 6 months or a year getting into it. 2019. Yeah, I guess because of doing music, the people that I had met were the first ones to reach out to me for work.
Okay.
So then I feel like the work that I was doing straight away was kind of like reaching a certain audience and that. And then like last year, 2020, I feel that was maybe like the best kind of creative year that I had, because I was able to kind of balance like music and art. But like I said, I guess like the artwork, I started getting like I done a few things. The first thing was that I done some work, like fan work of M Huncho.
Okay.
And then I kind of just like posted it up, tagged him in it, and then he hit me up. I showed him some other sketches that I had, and he was like, "Oh, like if you finish that one, I'll copy it, use it as merch."
Yeah.
And then we done
to
that.
Promote and that.
Yeah. So he bought that, used it as merch for his album. Because of COVID and that, just the release was was kind of a bit bad. I think, but I think it's still done well. And then the guy George that I've known from music from years ago, he got the opportunity to be on a billboard, and he hit me up.
Wow.
Yeah, and he was like, he don't want to use a picture of himself. He'll rather me do an illustration of the picture. So then we done that. The company liked it, and they put it on like 2 billboards around London.
That's a big, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
For you to come from newham and to implement the talents that you have in two different industries, in art and music.
Yeah, like I said, it was a shock to kind of, like I said, from a few years ago, not really doing something with it, not really utilising it or doing it, just doing it for some of my own songs. Any covers and releases I had, I would do it, but I was never really putting much artwork out there. Like anyone that really knew me, most people just knew me from music. If they knew me, they didn't really know that I'd done art like that. And like I said, it's interesting to see. Once I feel like I just thought, you know what, let me just do it, innit? Let me just kind of, like, I like it, let me just kind of just pursue it a little bit. I had the time, I was working at a job as well. I've got a job where I'm there 12 hours a day. Yeah. And like out of the 12 hours, I could probably get 7 hours of my own time, bro. Like,
wow. It's a long shift.
You know what I'm saying? It's a long shift. So the first few months, I'm there, I'm watching better Netflix, I'm watching better, just wasting my time. You know what I mean? And after
you can use your time to evolve.
And I'm like, what else am I gonna do with my time? And then it kind of started from that, and then just kind of, like I said, turned into something. And it's interesting that like a year, 2 years in, like just seeing what companies have hit me up, or where the work's kind of gone. It's just giving me a bit of belief, being like, bruv, if I kind of believed in it or thought about this like 10 years ago or something, it's like, who knows where I could have, but it is what it is.
You know,
I'm there now, but
I think
it's interesting, man.
Sorry to cut you off. I think that comes in through consistency and timing.
Timing.
Everything happens in time.
I think I'm prepared now. That's what I think
with art, it's a lot of people don't really understand art, and I think it's very underrated. When you do your drawings, and then you put it on your social media platforms, and then sometimes I even see you implement it in some of your music videos as well. Yeah. How do you feel when you draw certain stuff? Like, what emotions are you facing like as a person?
I feel like me more right now, like with the artwork, I'm more trying to always just get better technically. Yeah. So I feel like rather than, I might not be making as like emotive pieces or fine art pieces, and that I'm constantly just trying to get better and learn like new skills and better understanding of like drawing as a whole, like drawing as a communication kind of like language, if you like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like it's been an interesting journey, like And just seeing that it's probably gonna be like a lifelong kind of thing for me, like, in terms of just learning different things within art. You know what I mean? There's drawing, and there's painting, there's ink, there's sculpture, there's.
Would you ever want to open something for like the youths or like an art type of foundation to inspire people?
I think like lately as well, in the past maybe like few months, I do get hit up quite often now.
Yeah.
By like other people that might be like similar to me when they were younger, people that are just focused more on music.
Yeah.
But they like to draw, they could do this, but they never saw no one really doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been in talks with a few different places, like what about doing like a.
They got like a magazine, innit?
Yeah.
They got one in Peckham or somewhere.
Yeah.
They do a lot, man. Big up the people that actually own that. It's two good brothers.
They're big up. So yeah, we kind of just been talks about me doing like a takeover for them and maybe like kind of working with them.
I hope it works well, man.
Yeah, doing some sort of like whether that be tutorials or workshop kind of thing. I think recently it's been on my mind more and more to kind of like, I'm interested to see if I could teach like kids maybe like end of primary school, early secondary school, and they learn certain things that I'm learning in recent years. How their kind of career could turn out.
That's inspiring, because at the same time, even though you're teaching younger people, you're giving them self-knowledge. And you're giving them the chance to say, you know what, I can be the next.
Well, because you know what, I said this to someone recently, I said, but this is so tapped. Like, when I was younger, I used to be like, if I fail, I'm going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Do you know how that's tapped? Like, that's a bad, like, now I'm more like, nah, if I'm successful, I want to be a teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas I feel like, because when I was looking in school, it was like, I don't know, like the art teachers and that, they were like failed artists or whatever, and then you're teaching
it's sad.
art.
And then now they're teaching us.
Like, now you're teaching us. So I'm like, if my thing don't work, I'm gonna go and teach. But no, bro, it's gonna go teach them how to fail, like.
But now you're doing something.
Like you're doing something. You're gonna teach them how to do what they want to do, in a way, like, or what the things to think about. Like when people are like, like one thing when people be like, like you're talented or something, like with art, there is a bit of talent, but there's also like there's skill in it. So it's time.
Of course.
It's time and the right kind of learning.
Yeah.
So you see, for me, I'm just like learning from the right kind of videos, practicing this stuff over and over and over again, and then I'm getting that result. So then I'm like, it's not so much talent; it's following the steps to get that result.
Your mind to achieve
so
that.
I'm looking at like anyone can learn this. If you just literally look at these basic shapes, follow these kind of things, you end up with that result. So I'm like, it's a skill that can be taught. If you look like, I feel like maybe, I don't know, man, but just further back in time, I feel like drawing was a bit more fundamental. Before there's computers, like if you think about plans, architecture, engineering, all of that kind of stuff, like drawing would have been a lot more important or embedded in culture.
Field.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's interesting, man.
Define music. What's music to you? Because you're versatile. Whether you like it or not, you make music and you're an artist, but you really elaborate what art means to you. But you as a musician as well, coming from Newham, Newham's got different type of stigma, negative, positive Olympics, negative crime, negative gang culture. So for you to come from East Ham, even East Ham is still dangerous, whether you like it or not, it's still part of Newham. And for you to come from a deprived area like Newham, how would you define yourself as a musician, like as an artist?
I think what's been interesting is like, I guess because I made music from when I was like a kid, and like having a certain set of friends, it kind of gave me an insight in, like, I started to learn what kind of music I like to make. So then I got comfortable doing my own thing as opposed to like jumping on the wave of what everyone else was making.
So you followed your journey.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that come over time. That come like maybe the first from 12 to 17. Maybe I was doing. I liked music. I just liked music. You know what I'm saying? I liked it, like rapping. So I would rap on loads of different kinds of beats because I just liked to rap. And then I guess like after that point, around 17 to 19, I started to find what kind of music did I like to make. What did I want to kind of say? And then it was more like, I started digging back, looking back, listening to more jazzy, soulful kind of stuff.
You into jazz?
I feel like I like more the production. I don't really know as many names. I might like I feel like I might know some of the artists more than producers or more classic stuff or and then recently some R&B stuff. Kind of just like a range, man, just a range.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of I found my little niche, I guess. And like it's like the content of the music, I don't know, like I know I'm like, bro, I can't talk about shit that I don't do, things that I don't do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just keep it.
You just keep it in your lane and do what you gotta do.
I know myself, everyone knows it, and just kind of keep it like that.
Do you have any plans to work with certain people in the industry that you would say that will maybe benefit you or maybe benefit them? Or like, do you have any like certain people that, you know what, I wouldn't mind doing a collab with so and so?
There's a few names.
Yeah.
I feel like I've just been kind of just in a bubble a little bit with artwork.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know any, like other than the people that I kind of grew up with. I'm not really too familiar with a lot of the other artists in Newham.
Okay.
Like my boy Armour, he's doing his thing.
Okay.
And we kind of been talking and been in the studio a couple times. And I said like right now he's kind of doing his thing on the kind of drill circuit.
Okay.
So I feel like people wouldn't really expect us to kind of find, or to even know each other or work together.
Yeah, because it's two different platforms.
Yeah.
Or it's the same platform, but it's two different like genres. Type of thing.
Yeah. Then one of my boys, Aaron London, cool producer, and Tax from Stratford.
Yeah.
So,
Tax.
Man.
Funny enough, you know what? Tax is gonna come on it.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like Tax,
Tax is underrated, man. Big him up.
My boy since like 15, 16, and there was so many years that he weren't really making music, but I was going to his yard to record a lot of my projects in like 2015, 2016 when I went get like working or when I got kicked out and I had nowhere to stay. I'm staying at Tax yard, all these kind of things. So it's like fast forward for him to be kind of like releasing music, doing his thing, and even I guess his kind of music, what he's doing, sometimes people might not associate or think that we would kind of like work together. It's two different things. But I say like we all grew up together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man. What would be your message to like people, like to inspire people to become like you? And one question: Are you signed or no?
Nah.
Okay. Cool.
No,
so everything's like all indie, independent.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
No. Not signed, no management or nothing like that. Just everything kind of just myself, bro.
If a label was to come and say, right, we want you to jump on our field, how would you feel in terms of like if they'd be like, we want you to do this?
I think I haven't like ruled it out, but I think like I've just been doing my thing for so long. How I've been doing it, and I'm kind of like I said, I feel. First couple of years, I feel like I was kind of onto something. Then it was stagnant for a good maybe 2-3 years. Then the last 2 years now, I've seen it kind of just shoot up. And I'm just like, you know what? If I'm enjoying the process right now. I'm enjoying this kind of
the growth.
Yeah. And so like I'm trying to keep it independent as long as I can. I'm not ruling out the deal, but my aim is if I do get approached by one of these companies, I'm trying to show what I can do without like any of that or any help in terms of like art direction, videos, sound.
Yeah, because you've done a lot, to be honest with you.
You know what I'm saying? So
to be able, so it's
all they need is to push it. I don't need no, do you know what I'm saying? I don't need no one in the room to tell me or like to send back and forth. I can be trusted to just deliver you something and you distribute it. So then I feel like I'm trying to work myself to like you got a position of leverage in it. But like I said, I feel like that's come over time. There's trial and tribulations. I've had loads of dead videos or what like to start making good ones. Like so made loads of rubbish songs to start making good ones. Like so I feel like there's something in it. Like you said, the timing. You know what I mean?
Important. And I think that for you to be independent and to not have like a record company to like actually hold you, and from the way you've evolved the last 10-12 years, it speaks volumes for itself. And the fact that you are an artist and you're a musician at the same time, and you've had this growth, it's amazing. And then you come from a deprived area, so you've actually achieved your goals, you know. But what's going to be like your next final steps like right now? Like is there any major projects that you're working
on? I'm just trying to, what stage that I'm working on? like I feel like last year I done a lot of artwork, like a lot. I feel like this year my main aim is just to try and kind of like match the output with music. Okay. So I'm gonna release something 420.
Yeah.
Then I've got
420.
Like
Okay. I like the name of that.
Release that on 420.
Okay, I'll be there, man. I'll be there. Don't worry.
Yeah, man. And then I got like a kind of a batch of songs that I'm thinking of releasing in the summer.
Yeah.
So just kind of polishing things up.
Okay.
Artwork wise, nothing kind of big. I think at the moment. But like I released like a book that's kind of like a collection of some of my favorite kind of pieces that I've done like in the last like year or two.
Is that out on social media so far?
Yeah. I literally just put it out last week. I put it out on a Monday.
I saw that. I think I saw that.
Okay. Yeah, I put it out on Monday.
Is it different type of characters?
Yeah. I'll show you. I'll get one in a second.
Okay.
I'll show you afterwards. Yeah, man. So yeah, even with that, it was kind of, it was. I thought, you know, I've done so much work.
Yeah.
Let me kind of compile them, and it was fun to kind of organise things in a book format.
Yeah.
And then even just the response.
Okay.
From social media and kind of like, I got like the first batch that I got is almost gone. I ordered like 100, and then.
Wow.
I sold maybe I'll show you my bag.
Okay.
I've actually bro, can you pass my bag please?
I'm gonna see what this is.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I've ordered 100.
Yeah.
And then I maybe sold about 70, 80.
Yeah.
Or something about now.
70 to 80 copies.
70 or 80, yeah. Something.
Put that on the camera. I want people to actually visualize that. Wow. Shapes and
proper shots.
Shapes and safe.
Safe, man.
Okay. That's interesting, man. See that, yeah? You don't get this in newham, yeah? Versatile. Musician, artist at the same time. The guy had 100 copies and sold 7 to 8 already. That's what I'm saying.
So that's it. Even me, I was like, I might sell like 20 or something. You know what I'm saying? I thought, I sold like 20, 30 in the first week.
Yeah.
So even when I see it, and I was like, bro, I sold like 70, 80 copies.
Yo. But let me say something, yeah? I wouldn't even, now you're telling me that you got this. You're an entrepreneur. If you think about it. Because you got a man who's an entrepreneur. And you're actually giving back to the community.
Yeah. And you know what, like, what I've learned, like, the artwork, in the last year or so, like, me doing artwork gives me the income to put into music.
Yeah.
So I ain't stressing as much, like, because bro, music is expensive. Music is I mean, mindless, you know what I mean? When you think about, like, the videos, marketing, like, mixing, mastering, all of that, you have to love it. Like, you have to love it to be doing it, because the money comes so sparingly. Like, I might get some paid shows, but then, like, let's say, like, I've got one time I get a gig that's like £400 or something, but then they're rare. Next time you might get £100, might get 150. This all kind of varies. And even though sometimes those opportunities were limited. So I feel like I was kind of just pumping a lot of my own money into it, and then like from when I got an iPad and I started drawing again and doing stuff at work, like I said, using the time that I got at that job, and then started getting commissions, drawing things for fun. The drawings I have for fun, I'm like, I've just got these drawings sitting there. Why not? I sell prints. Start selling prints at the start. Oh, I didn't sell nothing at the start, and then after a few months, started picking up, and then like with the book, it's like maybe the orders I had in 3-4 months, I done in like 1 week. So it's I'm just seeing the growth. You know what I'm saying?
The growth and progress. Bro. For you to do that, you've actually used your time, use consistent. So now you have got your first book sold out already, 100 copies. You sold out 78. That's almost sold out. And I respect your hustle. You know, for you to actually come from where I've come from, and you're doing something positive. I mean, it's very rare to get people like you to come on this platform, or to have people like you right now. You know what I mean? So you're actually doing something positive, and I totally respect your journey, bro. I wish you the best. Literally, I wish you the best, man. Any inspiring words before like we end it?
I tell people just to believe in their thing, man. Believe in your ideas. You get me? Believe in your ideas wholeheartedly, bro. Cause like I said, it's like if I had really believed in what I wanted to do, and trusted what I wanted to do time ago, who knows? 100%. But I'm here now, so it's just like I think if I could tell someone, it would be to just like believe in, just do it. Just do it. Whatever you want to do, just do it, bro.
Just do it.
Like I said, like what if you want to get into books, make a book. Then now you're into books, innit? You're doing it.
That's right.
Instead of I don't have to look for like a publisher to do it, or
Just
if
take
you want to
the
make
opportunity.
music, release the music. I don't have to look
Yeah,
for a label to sign me. Make the music,
That's
release
right.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like anything you want to do.
Just take the opportunity. Have the hunger.
You want to make a podcast?
Yeah.
Do the podcast. You ain't gonna wait for a channel to commission you to do it.
That's
You
right.
want to make films? Shoot a film.
That's
bro.
right.
You know what I mean? So.
Is there any way, so just for the audience, how are they going to find your social media platforms? So you can let them know.
kieron_boothe
Yeah.
on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I don't really use Twitter.
Okay.
I ain't really good man to say
Yeah,
that.
sometimes I'm on Twitter, yeah, and I went nonsense.
It's just
And sometimes
toxic,
my
man.
cousin
Yeah, I know,
managing me,
like
he writes a bit of, you know what I mean?
Very
But,
quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what, just
Yeah,
Instagram?
man. I'm mainly just on Instagram. And then with music, Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah. Same name?
Yeah, Kieron Booth.
Okay,
Yeah.
and YouTube as well, same
Yeah,
name.
YouTube, same
Cool.
thing, man.
Thank you very much for coming to the
Yeah, thanks
podcast,
for
bro.
having me,
Literally, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been inspiring to actually hear your journey and to see the transformation that you've started. And I wish you, literally deep down, I wish you the best.
I love
Hopefully we're gonna meet up again one day. You
come
might
on.
come to one of my videos like when I
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah,
But,
trust, link up.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. Thank you, man.
Nah,
Guys, I
thanks for
hope
having
you-
me, bro.
Thank you very much, man. Literally, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this blog. Make sure you check him out. You get me. I'm gonna put his all of his social media platforms in the description. It's man like Blackman. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and watch out for the next blog. Wow,
Bro.
that was deep.